Hi guys, buenos dias, ¿cómo están? So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a cut crease in 2024. So I did a beginner's foundation video, whatever. And one of you guys wanted me to do a cut crease or show you guys how to do a cut crease. It was so funny because she wrote, can we do a cut crease for beginners? Baby, me and a cut crease are in a fight. And the cut crease is winning. So I just thought, oh my God, I love cut creases. I've been doing cut creases and half cut creases for many years since like 2016, right? You guys know that I'm still a 2016 girly, so I love playing with eyeshadows. I've been playing with colorful eyeshadows for many years, and I don't think I see myself stopping anytime soon. So let's go ahead and get into it and create a 2016 cut crease. So of course, I'm gonna zoom you all the way in. Hi. You can see all of my imperfections. Before we start, remember, this is the way that I do a cut crease and that what works for me. So yeah, take these tips. If you guys have better tips, let us know down in the comments. But again, this is the way that I do my cut crease. Okay, there's two ways to add a base to your lids, you guys. I always start off with a base. That is super important. So you guys know that I always use my Urban Decay Eden Primer, which is the one I'm going to use today. And you can also use a concealer if you don't have this eyeshadow base. But for me personally, I love to use an eyeshadow primer. So it doesn't have to be this one. Just any primer that has a little bit of color that will really cancel out the discoloration on your lids. Concealer works great. I've actually used this before too. Whenever I want to do a more subtle, softer cut crease, I always go in with concealer. But if I really want to like define it and make it look super perfect, my Urban Decay Eden Primer is the way that I like to do it. So to add my base, you guys, I always go into this very small detailed brush. So this brush is actually from Jaw Cosmetics. You guys can see here, it's the Jaw CC3. Unfortunately, she doesn't have her website anymore. She would sell makeup brushes like these, as well as like these really bomb eyeshadow pigments. They were so good. She came out with her line a couple years ago, but now it's no longer there. This is where I got these brushes from, but I love to use a flat brush like this, and I coat it with the eyeshadow primer, and then I start to just carve out my brow and then fill in my entire lid. So when it comes to this eyeshadow primer, it is more on the heavy matte side. So if you don't like something extremely heavy on the eyes, honestly, you can't feel it once all the eyeshadows are on. But I do want to point that out, that it can be pretty heavy to some people, and you can go in with a concealer if you feel that way. Or the P. Louise eyeshadow primer. She has really great primers for the eyes that feel a little bit more lightweight than this one. So the first brush that I'm going to use is the BBELLA NG329, and as you guys can see, it's a very fluffy brush. So we're going to use this to apply our transition shade all over the crease. First things first is using a very light brown shade, and then you work your way up with the darker colors. So I'm going to start off with a bronzer. Now you can also go in with a very light brown shade, but the reason why I'm going to go into a bronzer is because once we apply our bronzer to the rest of the face, I just really love how the bronzer connects to the sides, the temples of my cheeks, and it just like, I don't know, it just blends very well together. So for the bronzer, I'm gonna go into my Benefit Cosmetics HOOLA bronzer. And like I said, we're gonna apply this right in the crease. And I also like to bring it pretty high up towards my brows. And you just wanna work this in. I don't apply it on the lid right here on this lid space, only in the crease and then going up towards the brows. So first I apply it in my crease, and then with whatever I have left, I start to blend it going upwards towards the brow. And then towards this outer corner here, you guys, I like to flick it out like that. So it's like you're already creating that cut crease. So now we're gonna warm up the crease and start to create that cut crease, you guys. So as you guys can see, when I look straight to you, right here is where my crease is at. So I love to go a little bit higher. This will also help, you know, make the illusion that you have a bigger lid space. So again, it just depends on you, because I do have a lot of like space when it comes to applying my eyeshadows, but when I look straight like that, you can see where my natural eye crease is. And usually you can apply the cut crease right here. I'm going to show you guys a little trick in a little bit, but I always like to go a little bit higher, kind of where this crease is right here. Do you guys see that one right there? That is where I usually like to apply the brown shade, so a little bit higher. Yeah, kind of like play with your eyes, practice with your eyes, and see where your eyes naturally crease. And that's where you want to apply the second eyeshadow, a little bit higher. So the higher you go, the more it's going to look like you have more lid space. I hope this is all making sense. So I have my favorite palette in the entire world, my Supreme Nudes Matte Masterpiece eyeshadow palette from Artist Couture. I'm going to use the shade Engrave, which is this brown shade right here. Now for the brush, I'm going to go into something like this. This is from JESSUP Beauty, but I love how like thin it is. You guys see that? It's a little dirty, sorry, because I have been using it, but it's still going to work. I tried cleaning it on a napkin, but whatever, it's still going to work. So I like to go into something very thin like this, like not super thin, but something like this that still has a little bit of a fluff, you know? And so what you're gonna do is literally just the tip of the brush, and you're gonna go in like that. I always like to start off right in the middle, and I'll stamp it, and I'll just go like this, back and forth. I'll go back in for some more, and then I'll go right here, like I said, where that second line was at, and I always like to tap. Now, with a cut crease, you can also go further out this way if you want. Again, the more comfortable you get creating a cut crease, like the endless looks that you can create, but we're gonna do an easy one for you guys today. And you want to take it all the way towards the inner corner, still using that patting motion. So you guys see, there you go. Gonna grab some more, and then we are gonna start to bring it out this way. So remember how you apply the transition shade, like you kind of already like swept the eyeshadow that way? That's like kind of the guide that you want to follow. And I'm going to stop right there. You can bring it out as far as you want, but I'm going to bring it just right there. And then I like to just like blend back and forth like this. As soon as you have this, it makes it so easy to clean it up in a little bit. And then after that has been placed, you guys, you can go into something more fluffier. So do you guys see this brush too from JESSUP Beauty? It's more on the fluffy side. You guys see that compared to this one? It's a smaller fluffy brush. So I'm gonna go back into that shade Engrave, and then we're just going to start to blend our crease. And you just want to make sure that it's just nice and blended, no harsh lines. And with this too, you can go as high as you want to. Bring the cut crease, whatever floats your boat, but I'm just gonna keep it right here. Okay, and then remember this first brush that we used, you guys, I'm gonna go back into my HOOLA bronzer, and you just wanna blend all of these together. Okay, so now it's time to create the cut crease, the famous cut crease. So I'm gonna go into the Urban Decay Eden Primer. Now I have used this brush that we used to apply the entire primer all over the lid, but the reason why I loved her brand, and it sucks that she doesn't have it no more, is because she has this one, right, the big size. Try my camera to focus, there you go. The big size, and then it would go down to the middle, and then I actually have a smaller one as well. So she did such a good job with creating that primer. I always apply it on the back of my hand. My hands are always clean before I play with makeup. So you guys see how flat this is? I feel like this is the reason why cut creases are so easy for me to do, because the size of your brush matters, you guys. Right here is my natural crease. So if I were to go right here, like for me, this is too low. You guys see that? Like, and then when you look straight up like this, sometimes you see that, how it does transfer over. So that just means that you can actually go a little bit higher. So I like to go a little bit higher than that, and I like to bring it up this way. Again, using the tapping technique, and you want to work in sections. So I always do the inner corner first, and then work my way towards the middle, and then towards the outer corner. And you want to fill in the entire lid. You guys can actually see my natural crease right there, because I feel like it's too low, and I don't really like that look. So I always like to go up a little bit higher. You can actually already see where we're going to place the concealer or the primer. So it always goes from like going downwards towards the inner corner, and then it goes higher towards the middle, and then you go down again, and then you want to just flick it and fill it all in, and there you have it, guys. That is the famous cut crease. So to set the entire lid, you guys, again, you can create whatever you want to create. So you can apply glitter, which is what I'm actually going to do. Well, not glitter, but like my Makeup by Mario palette, the Ethereal Eyes palette. And I'm going to go into this shade up here. It's like a really light shimmer shade. So nada tan cargado. It is very, very light. And we're going to apply this just all over the lid. Now, you can also do more of a bone color, so like something like this, the shade Canvas from the Artist Couture palette, and you can apply that all over the lid and keep everything very matte. And I'm just using a flat brush like this, you guys, to apply that glitter shade. So we're gonna go back to that JESSUP Beauty brush again, the one that we used to create that cut crease, and we're gonna go back into that brown shade as well and start to create like a smoked out liner. So I love using eyeshadow as liner. I feel like I've always done this for years, and I just feel like it's just so much more easier to work with than going in with the actual gel liner. Now, again, this is totally your personal preference, because I know that there's girls that actually love using liquid liners to create their wing. So whatever works for you, go ahead and do that, boo. But I'm gonna go into eyeshadow. I just feel like it's just so much more easier. So again, I'm gonna go into the shade Engrave, and I am going to create like a wing. So right here, the outer corner of the eye, and then we pull this way, and there you have it. It's that easy. And then I will tap the eyeshadow top lash line. Now I'm gonna go back into my HOOLA bronzer, the same brush, and we're pretty much just going to go right on top of this to soften it up. I'm gonna use this other JESSUP Beauty brush. If you guys haven't played with any JESSUP Beauty brushes, you definitely have to. They're so good. I will link these down below for you guys. So this is the type of brush that you can also use to create a wing liner. I'm gonna use it to apply some eyeshadow on the top lash line, because I want this to look very thin. I don't want it to look very bulky. When it comes to the inner corner, this is like my trick. I don't know if anybody has done this before, but I love applying eyeshadow right in the waterline. And then I'll bring just a little bit on top of the lash line like that. You guys see? I love that. So I like how it creates that darkness. And because sometimes if I don't do that, you guys, I feel like I get super bulky right here. Now you can also apply some more of that shimmer shade if you want, just on the top brow bone. You guys see how pretty that looks? And right here too if you want to. And that's it. This is how you create the famous cut crease. Let me know right now in the comments what you think. Was this easy? Do you think you guys can achieve it? Let me know right now. Pause this video. While you do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just do the rest of my base makeup and then finish the under eyes with you guys. Okay, so I am back. The base is done, and I just applied my Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara on my lashes. And so now let's apply some falsies. I'm gonna go into the Ardell 3D Faux Mink lashes, and these are in the number 864. I like these lashes because they're so like wispy and very natural, and it also has a clear band. Okay, I'm waiting for the lashes to get a little tacky. So for the bottom lash line, you guys, I'm gonna go back into the shade called Engrave, and with this JESSUP Beauty brush, we are going to bring this just halfway. I don't want to bring it too in, and I'm also going to touch up the wing as well. And now we're going to go back into that HOOLA bronzer again, and we're just going to soften this up a little bit. And I'm actually going to go into the shade called Canvas from the Artist Couture palette, and I'm just going to apply this in the inner corner. I don't want nothing too crazy there. And then for my waterline, I'm just going to go into the TRESLUCE Tranquila nude liner. You can also make this very bronzy if you want, and you can apply a brown in the waterline, but I want to go into a nude liner. And then just using the Bad Gal Bang mascara for the bottom lashes. And there you have it. This is how you create a cut crease, you guys. I am so obsessed with this makeup look right now. You have no idea. So remember, to create something very like this, very like cut and very clean, going in with an Urban Decay Eden primer or just any eyeshadow primer that has that colored base or like beige base. I love those specific primers, like I said in the video, because I feel like the eyeshadows really stand out more. Of course, if you want a more subtle cut crease, going in with a concealer is going to give you that effect. So there's many ways that you guys can create a cut crease. Like the looks are seriously like endless to be honest. Let me know if you guys want me to create more beginner friendly makeup looks. I've been really loving these type of videos, even though it's only been 2 videos, but I really love explaining, teaching, and just sitting down and showing you guys how to slay your makeup in 2024, especially creating a cut crease. I find them so elegant, so fun. Comment down below and let me know what you guys learned, and if you guys do recreate this and you learned something from this video, please tag me on Instagram because I would love to see that I helped you guys slay a cut crease in 2024. I love you guys so much. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not part of the familia, and I will see you guys on Thursday. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Besitos, los amo. Bye. Soften up the mess, drop it in the water, let the daughter find an image with the